With the launch of Season 7 just 5 days away, the developers had a live stream today. We got to watch it live together. It looks like there is going to be some amazing changes coming to this season, great quality of life, a lot of power that's being thrown into all of the characters. I'm going to give you my live, unfiltered, uncut response to what I thought about the stream. So bear with me on some of the stumbles through the words and then a little bit all of the notifications, but this is what I thought right after the stream happened. I was super excited about it. This is just my reaction to the live stream. I will have more videos coming out later today of all of the changes to all of the classes because they all got big changes, all of the witch powers, and then all of the new content that's going to be coming in the season. Check it out. Okay, for everybody that was just tuning in, that was the developers live update. We got some really, really great changes. We've been sharing our thoughts on kind of what the thoughts were. Mostly buffs across the board for most of the classes. They did look into some of the over-tuned ultimates, but really, really great quality of life changes that are going to be happening in this season. One big glaring thing is going to be the Armory. That is going to be amazing, but it also comes with the downside of having all of that stuff in your bag. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. But the downside is definitely going to be all of the stuff that's going to be in your bags. That is going to be something that they talked about addressing, so maybe we'll see some changes to that. Pretty much all of the undertuned witch powers have now been buffed. So we're going to see a ton of increases to our power from there. They buffed a lot of them. So they really want the power scaling from the witch powers to feel very, very viable in this season. They added in a ton of new content through the headhunt zones. I like how they tied it into the story. They tied it into the Tree of Whispers. When you're fighting some of the bosses that are spawning, you are going to get heads that you can go back to the Tree of Whispers, which is a brand new town. So if you haven't yet, make sure you go and you save that town as your favorite. You just mouse right over or you hover over the waypoint and there'll be a favorite button. Go click on that because that is going to be where you want to go pretty much any time that you go back to a normal town. It is a full hub now. I'm waiting to see when the server goes live. Hopefully they gave us portals there. On the PTR, when you were in a party, there was no portals by the waypoint to teleport to anybody else. That's the only thing that it was lacking, so hopefully we'll see that. But when you're fighting these head-rotten bosses, you have a chance to collect their heads and bring them back to the Tree of Whispers, which is a really cool tie-in. You turn them in, and those are going to give you the occult gems. The occult gems that you're going to be using are going to be combined with your witch powers. A lot of people are comparing the occult gems to Season 1. Season 1, we had hearts that we would put into our jewelry. Those would give us buffs, but that's all we had. It was just straight buffs from your jewelry that you got to your abilities. With the new occult gems, you're actually going to tie those gems into your witch powers. They have specific powers on them that are going to work in conjunction with how many witch powers you insert, what type of witch powers you insert. So with all three of the different types of witch powers that you have, you're going to have to choose. You can only socket 5 witch powers. The lost power that you get doesn't count towards those bonuses on the occult gems. So as you're going through and you're getting your new powers, and you unlock them just by playing the game and turning in whispers. That's how you're going to unlock new witch powers. You're going to have to figure out which 5 you're going to slot in that are going to work best for your class, but also which 5 are going to unlock the 3 different occult gems that you're going to have socketed into your gear. The occult gems are amazing because they add armor and resistance to all, so you don't have to worry about not having diamonds or not having skulls in your jewelry. It's going to make a huge, huge difference in how you set up your characters. The way that it's going to work is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun on the PTR when we were kind of theory crafting how to build builds. With all of the buffs to all of the witch powers, it's going to get even better this season. So I'm going to have all of my builds up and running by the time this season launches. I have leveling guides out for all of the classes right now except for the rogue. So the rogue will be the last one I'm going to do before the season goes live. So they'll all have include the witch powers and include the occult gems. As I went through, I didn't have all of the information on what you're going to have unlocked at the very beginning. So as you go through and you play your characters, whatever you have unlocked in the early stages of the game and the early stage of the season, those are the ones you're going to slot in no matter what. They're just beneficial having them. And then as you get further in, you can follow along with some of the planners that we're going to have. And those will have all of the optimal setup that I use that I really like, that really benefit in my class. Once we get past the leveling process, which I think you guys will be surprised, I think within the first day or two, most people will be very, very close to 60. Probably within the first couple hours, some of the grinders will be there all the way at level 60 because the new zone is really great. Not only are you doing the new zone, but as you know, Whisper caches have a ton of XP in them. And we're going to be turning in Whispers all the time because that's how you unlock your seasonal quest line this season. That's how you get the reputation. They brought back your Resplendent Spark cache, so you're going to get that. And we're also going to get a brand new Raven pet from the seasonal journey. So that is going to be a grind that we need to do because I am Team Raven. It is really, really great. So as you're doing these Whisper caches, you're opening them up. You're not only going to have enough materials to craft all of your elixirs for more XP, you'll have enough materials to craft your incense. So more XP as you're going, and you're turning them in. You don't have to leave the new headhunt zone to turn them in. Huge benefit, huge leveling boost. So you're going to go real fast. If you are just getting started in this season and you want to give yourself a head start, start a new character, every single one of them. Get to level 15 or 25 as a necromancer. Go do the class quest right now. Hop on, log in, go do it, because that is going to let you skip that quest if you want to do it in the new season. It carries over from season to season. If you've completed it in season 6, you never have to complete it again in season 7. Now, they do give you a actually really great option to complete it, and they give you the archetype caches, which give you 2 legendaries that we saw, which at level 15, legendaries are not easy to come by. So that's a really big benefit to doing them. So it might be worth it and get your leveling faster. Some of them are a little bit long, so maybe not. But if you hop into the season now, create one of each type of your character. If you've only played one character, level it up to level 15, have somebody run you through one pit, and then you go do your class quest. You don't have to do it again. The new zone has a ton of stuff in it. They toned it back a little bit. Some of the stuff that I saw when we went through the PTR was that going into these new zones, especially if you've never been there before, was there was so much happening. Everybody was doing all of the whispers. The whispers were overlapping. People were spawning bosses and monsters from all of the routes, that there was so much that it was a little overwhelming. They've scaled that back a little bit. It's still going to feel incredibly dense. It's probably going to be the most dense area in the entire game. So more density equals faster leveling. So don't worry too much about your class pick at the very start of the season. Pick the class that's going to be the most fun for you to play. Maybe this is a great chance for you to not do something that you've always done. If you only played one class, maybe this is a time to branch out a little bit, play another one. Or if you played every single one but a single class, or just hop on the one that you enjoy the most, like me. I'm going to play a barbarian because that's what I love to do. I get the most enjoyment out of it, so I'm going to be on a barbarian right from the very start. But because leveling's so fast, you can basically just speed through it. So I know that everybody's favorite method was going to be Whisper caches for leveling, but let's see here. Okay, so Whisper caches for leveling has been changed right here. Fixed an issue where some Whisper cache rewards were based on the characters opening them rather than the character who earned them. So it will only be for the characters that you open and that you earn the Whisper caches on. So when you get your Whisper caches, do not save them. Just open them up right away. That's going to be a change that they made this season here, because you could basically save up a bunch of Whisper caches, log onto a brand new account, a brand new character, and you were level 60 within seconds. So they did remove that. So that's going to be something that they changed this season. So that's not going to be an option for leveling for you, but the leveling process will be very, very quick because you get so many Whisper caches. When you went into the new zone, they did reduce it from 5 active zones to 4. I was leveling up. I was barely able to complete a single zone whispers in the time that it would expire. There were so many of them and there was so much to do. So going from 5 down to 4 is not really going to make a difference. You will not be able to get through all 4 zones in 1 hour. There's so much to do. The whispers that they updated were really, really great. They're engaging. They're much different than what we have in the game currently. So there was a lot of work that went into it that I really, really liked. So those were really, really cool to see. So I'm overall very, very excited about it. I didn't really see much of anything that was super negative on there that came out. They look like they listened. They listened to what the PTR was. The overall nerfs to some of the classes were not very much. They look like they're just trying to basically give us buffs and let us get some nice, strong characters rolling in to the new season. So I want to know what everybody's thoughts are. So I'm going to make a whole bunch of videos about all of the patch notes, the overall season, and I would love to hear what you guys are going to be running, what you guys think of the changes, and obviously what you guys want to expect that's going to be coming in the future, which more stash space is probably going to be one of those. So this is definitely a lot of fun. I'm very excited for Season 7 on January 21st. I'll be running a Barbarian. So stop by the live stream then. I'll be live as soon as it goes live. Well, probably before then. But thank you everybody so much today for watching this with me. That was a lot of fun. It's nice to actually be home and get to watch that and get all the feedback from everybody right away.